I'm actually on a little bit early. Just to knock it out because I got some things to do. Let me try to pull this up on YouTube. Let somebody. I didn't even plan this live stream. I never plan my live streams. I don't find it valuable to plan them sometimes just because YouTube is like they're like the censorship kings and queens. And I feel like if you plan your live stream, they're just going to figure out a way to censor it and suppress it from people actually watching it. So I don't really find it necessary to plan them, but usually I'm on around, the 7 o'clock hour, maybe a little bit before, a little bit after. But hello, everybody. I hope that you all are enjoying your Monday. We're back at the old routine. You know, one thing I cannot stand is people who throw rocks and then hide their hands. People who do crappy things to people and then when they respond, then all of a sudden they want to play the victim. Now, I don't, honestly, I've never paid attention to Andrew Schultz. I don't watch Brilliant Idiots podcast. I think I saw maybe a few random clips here or there. I really couldn't understand what was going on there, but them just Charlemagne and this guy just talking about different things that are going on. I didn't even know that Andrew Schultz was a comedian. I just thought he was like a podcaster, right? But turns out the guy is a comedian, right? So it shows you how much I knew about him, right? I do remember Dave Chappelle saying that the guy wasn't funny. But anyways, recently Andrew Schultz have been getting some backlash, right? Because he made some really weird out of pocket comments. And, obviously, if you're trying to clap back at somebody and you're a real man, right, you wouldn't have said the things that Andrew Schultz said. Only people with a deviant mindset really kind of go there, right? People who have just, I don't know, undercover homosexual tendencies that they don't want to put out there to people. Those are the type of guys that really just talk about emasculating other men, right? And so I was looking at a podcast, I caught it on my lunch break, and he was going over, I guess Andrew Schultz is still talking and coping about this whole Kendrick Lamar situation. Now, in my opinion, I really do believe that Andrew Schultz is probably one of those secret Drake, you know, contingency type people. And obviously, Kendrick Ether Drake, the Drake contingencies, they're still trying to recover as Drake is trying to recover in his career. And I really think that Andrew Schultz is just trying to get attention. I think he's trying to clout chase off of Kendrick Lamar's wave right now. He's trying to attach himself to Kendrick Lamar and the algorithms. And I think that's why he keeps saying all this sensational stuff because obviously, here's the thing. You take your clothes off, be shameless. Everybody knows that's how you get famous. That was in a song, right? People are shameless. They will say and do anything for clicks and clout on the internet. And the more sensational you can be, the more attention you're going to get. That's the kind of world that we live in. What's going on, chat? We see you. What's going on, Jamie? We see you. What's the best car? Oh, what is it? What is your best car for an edit? I don't edit my content at all. It's raw, real, and unfiltered. What's going on, Info Warrior? Show some love to my mods. So we're going to listen to this Brilliant Idiots podcast a little bit, right? And I'm going to put out that fair usage tag out there because obviously people like this, they tend to be emotional. And so, they start striking your channel and stuff. So you got to be careful, right? So fair usage, this conversation is for educational and analysis purposes, all right? So Andrew Schultz is on Brilliant Idiots. I think this was like 2 days ago. And obviously, he is still responding to the backlash that he's gotten from Kendrick Lamar fans. Now, he's claimed that Kendrick Lamar fans have harassed him, posted pictures of his babies, and he's really just started playing a victim card after he said that vile statement about basically sexually assaulting. If he had an opportunity or whatever, he would sexually assault the dude, right? He was basically trying to narrate that the size difference between him and Kendrick, he would be able to subdue Kendrick Lamar. I don't understand why the dude just couldn't say that, but he had to go into buck breaking territory, right? And it just kind of shows you what type of person this is, really. But him and Charlemagne, because Charlemagne is his surrogate, right? And obviously Charlemagne has to validate that Andrew Schultz isn't such a bad guy, but at the same time, I see that Charlemagne in this podcast is really trying to give Andrew Schultz the subliminals, like, hey, what you say, you have to be accountable for it, right? Because it seems like Andrew Schultz is trying to deflect onto all the reasons why it was okay for him to say that what he said about Kendrick, what he was going to do to the brother, or what he could do to the brother, right? He's trying to come up with all kinds of reasons why it was acceptable for him to say something like that. He even goes and conflate Drake's Kendrick's line about Drake in a rap beef to the same equivalency of him saying what he would do to Kendrick's. And there's a couple of reasons why that's problematic, and why we know that Andrew Schultz is not as brilliant as he would like to maybe claim, and he truly is an idiot. Because number one, when you really examine the lines of Kendrick's bars, he did not say Andrew Schultz's name. Andrew Schultz literally internalized those bars to himself. And maybe it could have been time, place, and manner. He just got some heat for what he said about black women. Then Kendrick put those bars. Regardless, right? Kendrick is expressing himself to his brother, saying, don't let nobody talk about black women. That's law. This is how this black man feels, right? So it's not for Andrew Schultz to understand why Kendrick feels that way and why he's admonishing his brothers to do that, right? But he's internalizing, right? Because he feels like, I have the right, I have the entitlement to talk about anybody I want. Well, that is true, Andrew Schultz, you do. But you also have the right and the entitlement to get all the smoke, as Charlemagne keeps trying to tell this dude on this podcast, as a result of what you say. All right, so here we go.
I just don't want it.
And then he's trying to make it seem like it's a Kendrick thing. Kendrick is not paying Andrew Schultz dust. The backlash that he is getting is from Kendrick's fans and people who just thought that what he said was just tasteless, tacky, and gay, right? And he's not getting it from Kendrick. Like, I feel like Andrew Schultz is working hard to solicit more bars from Kendrick Lamar that could possibly be attributed to him. I mean, personally, I don't think Brilliant Idiots podcast is doing as well as they would like to project it. And I think that they're just trying to do damage control because the dude just said too much. You're so used to not being scrupulous, Andrew Schultz, that you said some really weird, foul shit that even, a lot of dudes who like you just did not receive that. They were just like, but let's go.
Brilliant Idiots audience, the fellow brilliant idiots that are out there, they understand what it is that we do. They get what we do every single time.
So what they're saying is, like, they're trying to narrate that people took one clip of what Andrew Schultz said, and they basically misconstrued what the purpose of the podcast is. I think Charlemagne's trying to state the case that people don't know this podcast. And so when things like this comes out of Andrew Schultz's mouth, right? We really shouldn't be shocked. We really shouldn't be surprised, right? But again, Andrew Schultz inserted himself in something that I really feel like he was trying to create a sort of beef of his own with Kendrick while he's on a wave. It's like Kendrick ethered Drake. I think he thought, well, I'm a comedian, so I could say little things, go after Kendrick Lamar, whoop de whoop de whoop, untouched, unscathed. But I don't think that Andrew Schultz realized that this man has a whole fan base, a whole following behind him, and they don't really play those games. And again, you're going to listen to Andrew Schultz this entire time make this about Kendrick and his feelings, and Kendrick is paying him dust. I don't even think Kendrick Lamar is really, Andrew Schultz is really on Kendrick Lamar's radar like he's begging for him to be. Because that's what I look at this dude keeps saying shit. It's like you're begging to be on this man's radar. And careful what you wish for.
Every single time they meddle in our shit. Right? This ain't the first time y'all done it. This is not the first time we've had controversy, right? Every time they meddle in our shit, you make me realize why I want this to stay the best kept secret in podcasting.
It might be, yeah, but there's also part of me that's like, now we're having too much fun to be the best kept secret. Everybody just need to get on board. You know what I mean?
How much more do we need? How many downloads we got, Chris? Do you know?
I don't even like looking at
I'm talking about just in general. Since we've been doing this for the last 11 years.
He's not funny.
70, 80, I don't
80, 60, you don't even know. 60,
and I'm not saying it because he's white. Like, to me, I think Bert Kreischer is very funny. Y'all know those white dudes that Joe Rogan kick it with, like Tom Segura? Those dudes are actually really funny. Those are some funny white dudes, right? And they've said ethnic jokes. I've heard Bert Kreischer say ethnic jokes before. I've heard Tom Segura talk about, his experience with black women. They've never came at the jokes like this undercover, what I believe to be bigot. See, I feel like Andrew Schultz, he understood that there was a crowd to tap into. Again, MAGA is a crowd to tap into. And if you notice all through the political cycle, right, you had all of these conservative talking heads. Comedian Andrew Schultz says this about Kamala. Comedian Andrew Schultz says this, right? He knew where he needed to weave himself into because he understood there was a demographic of people who are reckless with their mouths. They're reckless. They don't care about people not being scrupulous about what they say. And they're right for Andrew Schultz. But this dude is coping right now. And I could tell when they first began the podcast, he was kind of squirmy and all that stuff like that. Because it's like, as tough guy as Andrew is talking right now, it's like this dude is the real victim. It's like reverse victimhood going on right now.
80 million.
That's a lot.
That's McDonald's.
What are we supposed to do? Some people just can't handle it.
I just don't like the new listeners.
Because we take it there and they just don't know what to do.
Charlemagne don't like the new MAGA listeners, right? He said, I don't like the new listeners, right?
I just don't.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. I don't like it. I don't like the, because y'all don't know what it is we do here.
Because there's nothing off limits here, you know what I mean?
This is why people shouldn't tune into this bag of garbage.
See, that's our thing, right? We determine what the limit is. But then sometimes we go too fast. And if we crash, we crash. But guess who's still in the car with us when we crash?
An Asian.
No.
Can I do it again? Can I do that thing? Can I do it? Wait, are the new,
all right, now, you don't need Asian Twitter on yet.
What are they going to do?
You want yellow Twitter on yet?
Yeah,
I got black Twitter on yet. Do you want yellow Twitter on yet too? Black and yellow, black and yellow. Can you handle it all? Both
I'm ready. I want the smoke.
No, you don't.
I want the
you was
smoke.
crying like a little bitch about your daughter being posted. You don't want that smoke.
The MAGA crowd that was upset with you.
Oh, what the MAGA said? I didn't see them upset.
See, they attracted the MAGA crowd too for this show.
They don't like gay, bro. They don't do gay. That ain't masculine.
They need a
even the God, Faith, and Family MAGA folks that they attracted to this podcast who just love hearing Andrew Schultz talk just all kinds of bigotries about every other race group but the white folks, right? They love seeing that shit, right? But even the MAGA dudes had a problem with what Andrew Schultz said about Kendrick Lamar, because from their mind, why are you talking about buck breaking another dude? Like even the MAGA dudes was like, I don't know this Kendrick Lamar dude, I don't know that black guy, but like off of that, why are you talking about violating like that? You didn't say you was gonna beat his ass. You didn't say you was gonna lynch him. Like maybe the MAGA crowd would have liked that better. No, you said that you were going to have sex with another man. You could have sex with another man if you wanted to because you're bigger than him, right? The God, faith, and family people, they don't like that. They don't get down with all of that guy on guy stuff, right? So no, they weren't going to find that joke funny, right? But are they playing the victim because they didn't find it funny either, right?
Yo, you know what's crazy? I'm really not accepted anywhere, bro. That's what I learned about me. That's really what I learned about me, right? Like
maybe it's you.
This is victim.
No, for real, man.
This is like reverse victimhood. Like I swear.
So that was
and it's
the
like
most
he's
heartbreaking
guising
thing
it
about
as
this whole thing, 'cause
comedy,
I thought
but
there was
like
like a
this
space
is
for
really
me
his
in
coat.
hip hop and rap beef.
No, you didn't.
I did. Can I have an emotional moment with you, please?
No.
Can I have a vulnerable moment? No.
That's the thing that pisses me off. They act like when people say shit like Schultz, he's got invited into our space. No, he's not. Brilliant Idiots is not a hip hop podcast. It is a comedy podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my space
for smart dumb people.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's Andrew Schultz's space, but yet Andrew Schultz is trying to get into beef with rappers, not other comedians. He's trying to get into beef with one of the hottest rappers and their fan base so he can ride the wave and the algorithm having his name attached to Kendrick's success right now, right? This dude is full of shit.
Or for dumb people who think they're smart.
Yeah.
Brilliant idiots.
Yeah.
Stop. Leave us alone. That's all I'm saying.
No, don't leave us alone. We want this.
Not the new one.
No, but this is what I'm saying is like I feel like almost heartbroken if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Talk to me.
It's because I've been watching rap beef my whole life, bro.
And you wanted to be in one.
My whole life I was like, these guys get it. You can say anything. Everything's fair in rap beef. Mm-hmm. And like me, I'm a booty goon. And I was like, all right, there's a space for us in rap beef. I could be a booty goon. I could come after it. And they'll be like, yeah, that's what's up. He's going there. He's taking it to the next level. Mm-hmm. It turns out that booty goons like myself are not accepted.
Because it's gay.
And then I try to go back to MAGA, and they're like, what, you're a booty goon? We don't accept that either. Nobody's accepting me, man.
Not make America gay again.
They're not going to do
it. Comedy. Can somebody, because I know that they're trying to, like, there's like some inter-comedy trying to happen here.
Whoa.
That's what he said. You didn't see that?
Oh, no. That's a bar, though.
But listen.
Nah, but somewhere Ray J's like, see, somebody gets it.
Wait, what's that?
That's somewhere Ray J's like, see, somebody gets
it. That's what I'm talking about. Ray J started this. Shout out to Ray J.
I did get a lot of calls about you this week, though.
What happened? Who called?
DL called me. DL Hughley.
Yo, DL got it wrong.
There was a clip out of context.
DL and Matt Barnes, y'all gotta watch.
Matt Barnes was very fair.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Can I say? If y'all are gonna react to it and like talk as if you know what's going on, watch more than the clip.
Matt Barnes is fair, and
let me tell you why.
You should treat him like he's fair because he'll slap the shit out you.
No. So Matt Barnes definitely way bigger than me. He'd probably beat my ass in a fight. Very easily.
Why couldn't you say that you could beat Kendrick's ass in the fight very easily? Like, you see how he was like, admitted Matt Barnes could beat his ass in the fight. Why couldn't he give that same energy to Kendrick? Why did he have to go into the essay category? Out of like emasculating that man publicly category, right? He could have just said the same damn thing he said about Matt Barnes. He beat my ass. I beat Kendrick's ass.
He got to watch more than the clip.
That is true.
They just watched the clip. DL, I think the
clip is just out of context.
There's an Instagram page called Jasmine Brand, I believe, and I think they were the ones that posted it first.
Yes,
and then DL posted it, and then Matt Barnes got on his platform and he's talking about, and they clearly all watch the clip. They don't watch the whole episode.
Matt is on All the Smoke. Who to All the Smoke
Yes,
podcast.
shout out to All the Smoke.
Honestly, I don't really think that there's anything out of context with Andrew Schultz responding to a line that he thought was attributed to him and then turning around and saying that he would do that to Kendrick, right? Like, I don't really think that there's anything out of context. It just shouldn't have been said. And this dude is making all kinds of excuses, right? Why what he said was just not, like, weird. It was weird. It was gay as hell. And it was emasculating and disrespectful to Kendrick Lamar, who really, I haven't seen Kendrick say shit to or about Andrew Schultz since this, because he's paying them dust. It's like, you want to ride my wave. You want to clout chase by just saying random shit. That's why he keeps Kendrick's name in his mouth. Y'all talking about some Andrew Schultz lives rent-free in y'all mind. He keep talking about black people. So apparently we rent-free in his mind, and he can't even have a show or success without black people. Imagine if Charlemagne and all those other black people weren't there and he had to ride the aftermath of these comments by himself. He wouldn't survive. Like, Charlemagne is that man's anchor.
Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast.
I fuck with Matt.
This is I thought Matt had one of the fairest takes that I saw.
See, let me explain why it's not fair. We could watch it if you want.
Andrew shows like
the
it's not fair.
timeline is just off.
Yes, the context.
This is what so DL and all them. They said this. They're like, oh, Andrew said
play it.
Okay, go.
Honeypot.
Let me get into the comments while this commercial is going. Okay. Who are you talking about? You talk about God, faith, and religion, yet you support pro-choice. I don't know who you're talking to, but you're not talking to me. This is because I don't support abortions. I mean, you obviously don't follow this content. So, don't come up in here just saying shit, because we're going to have to get your ass out of here. All right. Good morning. I see you, Val. There are a bunch of gay jokes that ain't funny. Basically, dude, I agree. The thing is, these dudes, they like when you talk about the attack on masculinity in this country, these attacks are so covert and overt, right? Out of the jokes, the truth come out. They're constantly trying to plant gay seeds in men. They'll even try to normalize these so-called men, right? Wives and children, men talking about having sex with other men as comedy, right? This is their comedy, right? So when y'all talk about them little secret emasculations, right? It's people like Andrew Schultz, okay? They basically creeping it into y'all mindsets, and the conservative people over there listening to brilliant idiots or whatever, and they don't even really know. They're being soft MK ultra'd into normalizing guy on guys joking about mutilating each other because of physical differences. Like, he needs to be rebuked. Amen, Emperor Warrior. We rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Amen. You gonna let us cleanse him of the defilements of his flesh and the spirit, because he's disgusting. But he's also coping. And what I don't like about people, Andrew Schultz, is how they would try to flip the script on black people, flip the script on Kendrick fans to make it seem like we are, acting like victims. And it's like, you can't run around just saying shit and expect for people not to say something back at you. And it's like, again, this dude is playing the victim card more than anybody. And this is really when he started getting victimized, because he's trying to make it seem like this is all comedy and he doesn't really give a fuck. Yes, you do, because you still talking about it. You still running off at your damn mouth about it.
Watch the whole episode.
Matt is on All the Smoke. Who to All the Smoke podcast.
Shout out to All the Smoke.
Who listen to All the Smoke on Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast.
I fuck with Matt.
I thought Matt had one of the fairest takes that I saw.
See, let me explain why it's not fair. We could watch it if you want, but the timeline is just off.
Yes, the context.
This is what so DL and all them. They said this. They're like, oh, Andrew said
play it.
Okay, go.
Play it.
obviously since Kendrick dropped his album, A Bar and Whacked Out Murals was talking about white comedians and woo. Gary Owens tried to jump on that wave and said what he said and kind of fell to the side, but Andrew Schultz has kind of taken this opportunity to grow his fandom and his following.
Dude, I'm not the only one saying it. This dude is clout chasing. He's trying to grow his audience, right? And he's really trying to tap into these MAGA people, but I guess he doesn't realize that even the MAGA dudes aren't as gay as he thinks about in his mind, allegedly, according to the things that he can fix his mouth to say. The MAGA guys aren't as gay as your comments.
And I think since the song is dropped, or the album is dropped, he's been the loudest person in this mix outside of Drake's allegations to, the record companies and the streaming companies. Andrew Schultz has been consistently day in, day out going in and trying to grow from this. And if you want to respond, to what Kendrick said in the song, although he didn't name no.
So Matt Schultz is actually just putting receipts about how Andrew Schultz, he has really been trolling on this because he's trying to get the clout. They call him K-Dot because he reacts to jokes like he's on his period. What did Drake do? Send this Fruity Tune dude to try to take out? Man, if Kendrick really wanted to ether Andrew Schultz, he could. Matter of fact, Kendrick's audience, fan base, could ether Andrew Schultz, and even Charlemagne wouldn't be able to save his ass. Y'all see Tariq Nasheed and how petty that man can be when some of these immigrants start talking shit about black people. This dude will take some AI and some brother that can sing R&B and write a whole damn song about you and do a video. Y'all remember Grinding for a Green Card? Black people don't play, right? And it's like people think that we're victims. No, if anything, we can be very petty. We can be very petty. And I think that sometimes people be itching to bring the idea, the stereotype of black out of black people. That's what I think really people be trying. You could be a black person just on your business, doing your thing or whatever. And you have people like this who are just itching to get that stereotype. And no matter how educated and how civilized we can be, the Negro can always come out. Like, people can always get the Negro if they would like that. And I think Andrew got the Negroes, and now he's like, he don't know how to process it, right? You didn't get black people, man. You got the straight Negroes. So watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Ain't no names. I don't think no one had a problem with that, but obviously I feel like you crossed the line.
And so he's like, everybody got quiet. This is all tweets from Andrew Schultz, just really trying to get attention from Kendrick Lamar, trolling this man, right? Right? It's like, also Kendrick makes, this dude is just dedicated to talking about Kendrick Lamar. It's almost like somebody from Drake's people was like, Andrew, we need you to dedicate just trying to go after Kendrick Lamar or whatever, because he made Drake look like such a bitch, right? And it's like, I feel like Andrew Schultz wants the same treatment. And I really feel like black people should give him what he wants. And just take Charlemagne. We can end his career too if he keep trying to protect this dude like this. But Charlemagne is straight shilling for this dude. And Andrew Schultz says a lot of things that these are teachable moments, really. And Charlemagne ain't saying shit. If you read the comments, right, you'll see the people who are like, oh, this person, they were just weak, right? Because they weren't jumping to Andrew's defense like Charlemagne. We'll get into some of those comments, but let's go on. This dude is a clout chaser.
When you started talking about
and you can't even. And it's the crazy thing about some of these white folks is that they cannot be successful without black people in their corner. They can't. They can't be cool. They can't be as popular as they want without black people. Dismiss Charlemagne from this show. If Charlemagne would have just stayed out of Brilliant Idiots while Andrew Schultz was going through this dude would have been scrambling. He would have been scrambling, but he got his little Uncle Ruckus next to him, so he has somebody to hold his hand through this, because he's a victim. He just want to make black folks
Disrespecting
seem
him
like
as a
we the
man.
victims.
And now you want to cry about the reaction that you've been getting from the shit you said.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not
Word
sure
up,
what you
Matt
expected,
Burns.
bro.
And I had to get into Matt Burns' ass a couple of, like, what was it, a month or so ago, because he gave Kamala Harris that softball ass interview, right? But I agree with Matt Burns here. You trying to act like a little bitch and a victim because of what the fuck you said.
Like,
now
you
you're
crossed
trying
the
to play
line
it off like
when you
jokes and this
started
shit
talking
not
about
funny.
taking his manhood and just disrespecting him as a man. And now you want to cry about the reaction that you've been getting from the
And
shit
you
said.
notice how Andrew is laughing. Charlemagne's not laughing, because I feel deep down inside, Charlemagne is always going to protect his coins. So he has to go along to get along. It's just like what Kwame Brown said about Charlemagne. This brother do go along to get along. You could have a white person in Charlemagne's face completely disrespecting him, and if they're in charge of getting him coins, he ain't going to say shit. Right? Just like Joe Biden said in his face, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And Charlemagne did not clap back right away. He did not instantly rebut that. Like, what you mean? Right? That should have been a quick what you mean. Right? But it took another show for Charlemagne to even clean up that. Right? Trying to do the old monkey dance, not to say anything too crazy to piss off the Democrats, but he had to rebut because people were just shocked that he let that man get away with saying that. So we don't expect too much of Charlemagne, because again, Uncle Ruckus needs his coins, right? But as Matt Barnes is talking, right, Andrew Schultz is laughing and geeking Kool-Aid man, like he's like, I don't know what he's talking about, acting all like oblivious, laughing it off. Charlemagne ain't laughing at all. Charlemagne sitting up there like, I mean, and then Andrew looks over at Charlemagne. Isn't it funny? And Charlemagne like, you looking crazy, dude.
Said.
That's why he stopped laughing and
expected,
geeking so
bro.
much,
Comedy
because
is
even
comedy.
Charlemagne is not geeking and laughing with you when Matt Barnes said that, right? This is
Schultz has been consistently day in, day out going in and trying to grow from this. And if you want to respond, to what Kendrick said in the song, although he didn't name no names, I don't think no one had a problem with that. But obviously I feel like you crossed the line when you started talking about taking his manhood and just disrespecting him as a man. And now you want to cry about the reaction
No, he
that you've been
laughing.
getting.
Charlemagne
from the shit
ain't
you
even
said.
laughing at him. He look.
I'm not
Charlemagne
sure
ain't
what
even
you
looking at
expected, bro.
Andrew.
Comedy is
Like,
comedy.
you know this brother right.
It's hit or miss, and you've definitely found your lane and got some fame of late, and have really been doing your thing up to this point. But you crossed the line, and I think that you're finding out what that means now. This shit is not a game. You're not really just going to go around disrespecting people these days, especially someone to his caliber, who has the love of the entire West Coast by far, but, a lot of love out there in general. So my advice, bro, is just fall back. Leave it alone.
And this is what this is the thing with some of these young people, right? And I was listening to Willie D earlier. What's the dude's name? Travis Hunter. Cats are telling him about his girlfriend. She's giving mad disrespectful. A lot of people are saying you're going to regret marrying this girl, right? Travis Hunter doesn't want to listen to anybody, right? He's like, don't talk about my girlfriend. Don't do that, all right? Let the little brother learn, right? But to Willie D's point, right? The more you reject the wisdom of the older people, the more you're going to be that one that said, I wish I would have listened, right? We've all had that point in our life where it was like, I wish I would have just listened to that person. I wish I would have just took that advice, but you were on your own wavelength. And when you reflect back to who you wish you listened to, it's usually somebody who's been in this game called life longer than you, who've played it, so they know how it goes. There's nothing new under the sun, right? And they're giving you their learning curves. They're paying them for it. When you don't want to listen, then you have to kind of just live through those mistakes, and you can't have anybody else to blame but yourself. Matt Barnes told Andrew Schultz to leave this alone. This Brilliant Idiots podcast really should have been about something else. It really shouldn't have been about his new obsession with Kendrick Lamar and trying to ride on the coattail of the man's success, right? But here Andrew Schultz go again, right? Trying to redeem something, whatever he's trying to redeem by running off at his mouth. What you saying, Matt?
General. So my advice, bro, is just fall back, leave it alone, let it blow over, because the more you talk, the more shit you're gonna get in.
Ooh, that
I wish
camera.
you and your family peace and happiness, bro.
Be
And a little
safe.
safe.
That camera
He
pushing.
told you to be safe,
That
though.
camera pushing was great.
Not bad advice the last 20 seconds.
So look, so the one issue I have with this is the way that they're painting the timeline.
It's out of context.
And the reality is like this is how Kendrick really is the Taylor Swift of hip hop, in that no matter what he does, he's still the victim. No matter what, like, how Taylor's always the victim. Like, she's the biggest in music in history. Yeah, she's a victim to the label. She's a victim to Scooter. She's a victim to her boyfriends. Yes, she's still the biggest in the world. Somehow Kendrick is the victim here. This is the timeline. This is the one thing.
Kendrick is not the victim here. I mean, I don't really understand. Kendrick Lamar has not come out and proclaimed to feel victimized by the ignorant comments of Andrew Schultz. I have not heard Kendrick Lamar come out and talked about how devastating, emasculating that those statements were for him. No, Kendrick allowed his fan base to basically deal with that, and they are, right? So there's no victim card for Kendrick because he's not even paying attention to your ass. You want him to pay attention to you, Andrew Schultz, but he's just like, I got other shit to do. And going back and forth with a lame ass so-called comedian who thinks that he's a brilliant idiot is not on that list. So K-Dot's not really thinking about Andrew Schultz the way Andrew Schultz need him to think about him. So he's going to keep trolling Kendrick so that he can get a response, so that he can actually get some content. And it's like, I think that all of this, like what he said, he knew he was going to get the backlash and people would be talking about the Brilliant Idiots podcast. They'd be talking about him. It's like that Cardi B and Offset song. They do anything for clout. This is what Andrew Schultz is. He's doing anything for clout. And then when he get the backlash for doing anything for clout, now he's trying to just spin everything. This dude is trying to spin all kinds of things on what people who are telling him, like, bro, you were out of pocket. Just take the L, move on, shut the fuck up, right? Andrew Schultz can't do that. These Karens can't do that. He's a Karen. He's a Karen comedian.
This in Jasmine.
Play that clip.
That gives off adults.
No, this is the same one.
No, the one from you.
But just to. So he goes. You said what you said. Now you're getting this response, and you're crying about it.
Because they thought when you were on here talking about people leaving comments about your kids, it was you responding to that.
Because they didn't watch the episode.
But they also don't know when we tape.
But even if they did know when we taped, they would know that's the first reaction. So this is the timeline, and this is the timeline.
I could have been wrong, but you were actually saying that you understood why people were leaving comments, and you deserved it.
I never said I deserved it.
So
you say
Charlemagne is really, in a very subliminal way, trying to lead this man to a victorious accountability. That what you said was up. You got backlash for what you said, right? And, just own it and move on. He's trying to get this dude, since you want to talk about it so damn much, Andrew, you want to keep talking about it. Your boy is giving you an out. And here you go.
You said you did what you did to Kendrick.
No.
And then they replied.
No.
What was it?
Stop, man. All of y'all are believing these fake-ass timelines.
I don't remember.
So I got to deal with a propaganda machine. Who hit you up?
What was it?
This is it. Kendrick drops the song.
Yeah.
Mentions me.
He did not mention Andrew Schultz. He did not mention Andrew Schultz. Even Gary Owen chimed in. Because he just said white comedian, right? He did not specifically say Andrew Schultz. So this dude is just saying shit, internalizing shit.
Mentions my friends, says slide on his.
Okay, now this is the part where you know how misery loves company? Misery loves company, right? And so what Andrew Schultz is going to try to do here is say that he internalized Kendrick's bars to himself. And not only did he internalize those bars to himself, he internalized those bars to mean that he was going to slide on Andrew Schultz's friends, like Charlemagne. So now he's trying to get Charlemagne to feel victimized by Kendrick Lamar's words. Man, this dude is totally playing victim. But
No, I
listen,
never said I deserved it.
Well, you said you did what you did to Kendrick.
No.
And then they replied.
No.
What? What was it?
Stop, man. All of y'all are believing these fake ass timelines.
I don't remember.
So I got to deal with
What
a propaganda machine.
What
Who
was it,
hit
though?
you
What
up?
was it?
This is it. Kendrick drops the song.
Yeah.
Mentions me.
No, he didn't.
Mentions my friends. Says
No, he
slide
didn't.
on his friends, which I assume are you and you. So
No.
wait. Just let me talk. Let me
so,
talk.
so look at Charlemagne like, why you assumed that he was talking about us too? Like now he's trying to make it seem like a group victimhood here. Like he wasn't just talking about me, guys. He was talking about you too. He said slide on his friends, right? In this bar that did not specifically mention this man's name, right? So Andrew Schultz is assuming that slide on his friends and that him is him. That's how important he wants to be in Kendrick Lamar's world. And it could be him, right? But
talk, which I assume are both of you.
Uh-huh.
Slide on the coons and the ones that are grooming, which I assume. You guys also think it's you because you're getting death threats. I'm getting death threats.
I never thought it was me.
Okay, that's fair. You never thought it was you. You have the ability.
Charlemagne said, I never thought it was me, right? So you see how he's trying to pull other people into his justification for why he had to say what he said. Like, I was defending you and you, right? This is kind of what it's giving. He's trying to victimize Charlemagne, and there's another black dude sitting over here. He was like, I thought he was talking about you guys, my friends, and they were talking about coons and groomers. It's like, are you saying that Charlemagne is a coon and a groomer? Like, why'd you think about Charlemagne when they said coons and groomers, right? Andrew, like, why did you think of Charlemagne?
Coons and the ones that are grooming, which I assume. You guys also think it's you because you're getting death threats. I'm getting death threats.
I never thought it was me.
Okay, that's fair. You never thought it was you. You have the ability to talk to them, right? They reach out to you to patch shit up real quick.
It's the Doodle and Laugh podcast.
Yes. But you told me. Listen.
I'm not trying to shoot. Listen, what's it called?
Anyway.
No, he's getting frustrated because he's not the
Yes.
funny one. He didn't crack the
Right?
joke.
Oh my God, yes.
It was
So
So
Charlemagne.
Kendrick's people reached out to you to clarify. They're like trying to, no, we didn't want to say it actually came to you, and people are thinking this. They're doing their little due diligence with you, right? But nobody else knows that. They think it's you, and they think it's you. Y'all are getting death threats. I'm getting death threats. They posting pictures on my little kid. I haven't said anything. I'm filming my special. So 2 weeks, I don't say a single word. All Kendrick fans are saying they're going to kill me, my family, my little daughter.
I
They're
should go get
commenting
my
on the
daughter's
pictures of my
violin.
8-month-old
My
daughter. It's
10-year-old
fine,
plays
whatever
the
it is. This is
violin.
internet shit. I
Go
don't say
get her
shit, right?
violin.
I go, okay, it's like that. I'm going to fuck your man. All of Kendrick's fans go, how could you say that?
Okay, let's go back, right? Because what he's saying, I mean, to me, he's making the shit sound even worse for himself, right? So he's getting all this backlash about what, say it again, Andrew.
Diligence with you, right? But nobody else knows that. They think it's you, and they think it's you. Y'all are getting death threats. I'm getting death threats. They posting pictures on my little kid. I haven't said anything. I'm filming my special. So 2 weeks, I don't say a single word. All Kendrick fans are saying they're going to kill me, my family, my little daughter. They're commenting on the pictures of my 8-month-old daughter. It's fine, whatever it is. This is internet shit. I don't say shit, right? I go, okay, it's like that. I'm going to fuck your man. All of Kendrick's fans.
So
go,
it's like, basically, he's
how could
all
you say that?
upset.
Oh my
He's
God,
saying
you
that-
can't go there. You can't take it there. I thought y'all took it there when you said you're going to kill my daughter. So wait, y'all can kill my daughter, but I can't fuck your man?
I think we shouldn't.
No, hold on.
We shouldn't.
hold on.
conflate Kendrick fans with what Kendrick is on, though.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
You actually really should give a fuck, though, Andrew Schultz. You really should care because, again, to Charlemagne's point, you are conflating what a fan base is doing to you versus what an artist is really doing to you. And to Charlemagne's point, that is Kendrick's fans doing that, not Kendrick Lamar. Why are you going after him? And why are you going after him with these emasculating words when he himself is not the one facilitating the attacks against you, supposedly alleged attacks? I look at Twitter and different things. Ain't nobody thinking about Andrew Schultz the way that he wants them to be thinking about him. And that's just word 100. That's just word 100. Black people ain't thinking about his ass the way that he wants us or need us to be thinking about his ass. And that's just what it is.
Like Kendrick fans and what Kendrick is on.
You got to know that
fans are ridiculous.
You got to know the power of your words. What they're telling me right now is to know the power of my words.
I agree with that.
So he goes, what Matt's saying right there is you don't know the reaction to what you say and what could happen. But why are we not keeping the same energy with him?
What do you mean?
He's saying right now, if I talk shit, some crazy shit could happen to me.
He didn't say that.
I have to be responsible for my words, but Kendrick doesn't have to?
Kendrick's words wasn't directed at you. You made them directed at you. That's really what this dude is playing victim on some bullshit right now. He's just tongue twisting to make himself look less bad. And he's actually making himself look worse.
He didn't say nothing to you.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
Hold on.
That's the thing.
Happened to me.
Yes.
So I have to be responsible for my words, but Kendrick doesn't have to?
No, I don't think that's the case.
Well, he didn't say nothing to you.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
Hold on.
Why is everybody on the consensus here that Kendrick Lamar didn't say anything to Andrew Schultz? But the person in Andrew Schultz's head is saying that he did say something to him. He threatened him. He was going to slide on his friends. Ain't nobody say that shit to Andrew Schultz. He just needed that to be said to him so he can get all this little attention. And you got the attention. You got exactly what you wanted, Andrew Schultz. Why are you out here splaining? Why are you out here splaining, right? Comedians don't be out here splaining to this degree. I thought you stood on your shit. If you stood on your shit, you would have been moved on by now. But you out here splaining.
Just clear this up right now. If he's talking about shits and gigs, which you confirmed from his team, that means he's talking about me.
Yeah, but it's a false equivalency. And I'll tell you why it's false equivalency.
Oh, now y'all moving the goal.
No, I'm not.
Even my own people doing it to me.
Listen.
It's crazy. The internet got to you.
No.
The internet got to you.
It's a false equivalency.
I live in the kitchen. If you want it to be hot, we're going to be here all day. And I hope you enjoy the heat because it's up forever. This why it's a false
He
equivalency.
talk about he live in the kitchen. He probably don't even season his food. I wouldn't even want to be in his damn kitchen. Just some bland ass food, like his bland ass jokes.
If you say, hey, if he says, hey, white comedians, never let a white comedian make jokes about black women, that's law.
Yeah.
Andrew, you said you want to fuck him.
Make love to him. Make sure
it's
love
not
to
the
him.
same, bro.
I thought there's no... Listen, let me just ask you this question. let me just ask you this. He called Drake a pedophile for the whole show.
You're not Drake.
No, I'm just saying. This is where the hypocrisy comes out. He called Drake a pedophile for the whole summer. A pedophile is someone who... Children. So, he calls a guy of little girls.
Okay, so here's Andrew Schultz attempting to equivalate what he said that he could do to Kendrick Lamar saying in his lines about Drake that, probably a minor. Now, there's a couple of things here, right? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor, right? You're talking about double entendres there, but you also have that conditional word probably, right? And Kendrick is not saying that he's going to do something to Drake. He's talking about what Drake is probably out here in these streets. He's alluding possibly to what Drake might be out here in these streets doing. Andrew Schultz is saying, this is what I will do to you. So what they're saying is not like he's gonna try to make these things the same and try to talk about hypocrisy, but it's not hypocritical. They're not even saying the same thing in the same time context and even in the same manner. You know, Kendrick was in a rap battle, right? He was in an exhibition of excellence with another artist who's just like him, right? Andrew Schultz is some not funny comedian that is trying to insert himself into a beef with a rapper that's hot right now because obviously he needs attention.
Y'all were singing. We were all singing. Certified pedophile. Everybody said, hold on. Oh, the little girls, right? But once Kendrick becomes a little girl, it's a problem.
But let's go back to the whole time.
Why is it a problem when Kendrick's a little girl?
He is like making it so worse. He's making it so worse because he's saying, oh, well, it's okay, you know, for Drake to say that, but once Kendrick becomes a little girl, it's a problem. It's like, y'all not even saying the same thing. He can't even conflate with what he said to that bar A minor. You really can't do that. And only a sick person, a sick sexual deviant will put this much energy into making themselves look better in front of the public after they have basically revealed to us their sickness. Because this is what I'm seeing right now. This dude is probably very sick inside, and he's guising that sickness with comedy. That's what it seems like to me.
The little girl's anthem all summer. Nobody had a problem. But now that Kendrick's the little girl, how could you go there? How could you go there?
Let's talk about our conversation right here.
I mean, his own people are like, dude, you know, these are not the same thing. They are not the same thing.
Timelines, right? And things being in the context. So let's look at the timeline.
Look at the timeline.
Kendrick didn't go there until Drake said, you beat your woman, and your child isn't yours. It's your best friend / business partners. That's when Kendrick took it to...
And I've already said horrendous things.
Yes, but that's when Kendrick took it to, you're a pedophile.
So you're saying it's okay to respond and take it to another level? Is that what you...
I think for every action there should be an equal...
If you tell people to slide on my friends, it's up.
He wasn't talking about us.
See, even Charlamagne, Andrew Schultz is working very, very hard to make Kendrick Lamar's bars about him. And even Charlamagne is saying he wasn't talking about me. Like, I don't know what friends you're talking about, Andrew, but it wasn't none of the niggas sitting up here. Like, they keep saying, like, we don't know what you gonna have to be in this victim box by yourself with these lines because you're the only one in this room that has internalized these lines. Ain't nobody else did that but you.
People to slide on my friends, it's up.
He wasn't talking about us.
Okay, hold on. If you tell people, real quick, if you tell people to slide on my friends, all I know from the term slide, and I'm just some white guy, but are you gonna slide for Vaughn? That's what I kept hearing in hip hop. Slide for Vaughn. I thought we talking about the grocery store. Turns out they're like, yo, kill for King Vaughn. That's just what I was told. So he goes, slide on him. So he's like, he's telling people, kill your friends. That's you guys. I'm like, hold on.
You see what he's doing?
Say, kill my friends, but if I say I'm gonna make sweet love to you, that's bad. You can call someone a pedophile. You can say,
I don't think he was talking about us. He was talking about Alex. You was talking about me.
You can call somebody a rapist of children all summer. It's all good. It's little girls. It's all good. We're all singing.
He said pedophile, which means it's sexually attracted to children.
You said the power of your words. So what if one of his fans reacted to his words and slid on one of us?
Not me.
No,
you and the two guys that Jussie Smollett was getting
Charles.
Okay, so
let's say even if they mistook his words and thought he was talking about you.
You're moving what I'm saying. Okay, so keep that same energy then.
Listen, I don't care either way. I'm just simply telling y'all two things. Number one, I don't like.
There's rules to rap beef now. We found a rule.
You're not a fucking rapper, Andrew Schultz. You're not a rapper. Like this is the crazy thing. Is this guy mentally ill? Let me get back to my chat. I just want to know, like, is he on one of them spectrums? Like, is he spectrumy? right? I kind of want to know this because for some reason this dude is operating like he is a rapper as well, and that because he's talking about rap beef. You're not a rapper. You are not a rapper. Like, he wasn't talking about Andrew Schultz. He spoke in general. Exactly. When I read those lines, I did go there with Andrew Schultz, right? Because I did go there. But at the same time, I think that he was speaking in general, right? We shouldn't let any white comedian talk about our black women. That's law. But again, Andrew Schultz has got a problem with Kendrick Lamar feeling that way about people talking about his women, right? But it's crazy. I think he's mentally ill because he's talking about rap beefs. And I'm like, Andrew, you're not a rapper. You're delusional. What are you talking about?
Y'all can't handle the booty goons.
3 things I don't like about this situation. Number 1, all the newcomers who don't know what it is we do here. Number 2, none of us should be bothered by this, right? That's right. You're acting a little bothered. You're acting a little bothered.
Right. Here's the thing. Andrew Schultz is trying to act like a big tough guy. Who's bothered? Bro, the pitchy, right? His voice is pitchy as hell. That sounds like a bothered ass person. When somebody like, when somebody's not really bothered, it's like, I'm not bothered, right? But when who's bothered? When that pitch goes up, you're bothered. You are bothered, Andrew Schultz.
I don't like.
There's rules to rap beef now. We found the rules.
3 things
Y'all can't handle the booty goons.
3 things I don't like.
You shouldn't even be in the space because that's not your lane.
Number 2, none of us should be bothered by this, right?
Who's bothered?
You're acting a little bothered.
He even had look at his facial expression, body language. Can somebody get one of them FBI body language people to read this clown? Because he is clearly bothered. The facial expression, the high pitchedness of your voice going up, talking about who's bothered? Shirley? Shirley, is that you, girl? Oh, it's just Andrew Schultz with his high pitched voice, unbothered.
Who's bothered?
Who's bothered?
3. No, hold on. Who's bothered?
Who's bothered? Ooh, now I get it. This is the flagrant. They are flagrant as hell. These dudes are saucy. Okay, to me, who's bothered? Who's bothered? This dude is saucy. No wonder why he's talking about molesting, taking other dudes.
I'm only bothered if y'all are gonna perpetuate lies.
But
don't lie on me.
Here's the most important thing.
Keep it.
Who's lying on Andrew Schultz? People have been commenting about what this dude has said. And I don't understand why this dude is acting like a victim talking about people are lying to him. Just shut your damn mouth.
Here's the most important thing. Everybody got to deal with the consequences of their words.
Amen, Charlemagne.
That's all I'm saying.
It seems like what everybody's saying is only I got to deal with it.
No, I said everybody has to deal with the consequences of their words. Because what Alex said is true. Like everybody got fans.
Whoever this girl is on this show, she's being real as hell. And Charlemagne trying to be real as much as he possibly can without losing his tokens. But the girl being real.
I rock with them. Everybody can take things out of context. We just saw this shit with you can kind of say this is what happened with the CEO of United Healthcare, right? Somebody, for whatever reason, that guy decided, hey man, I'm taking this dude out. For whatever reason, like something happened that he heard that this guy did that made him say, hey, I want to go do X, Y, and Z. So yes, it is dangerous, and it's especially dangerous when you everybody has platforms and you're just saying things, and then you got that, meaning the internet, just doing this all day.
But that's my thing. Is like, and listen, I think Matt is an honorable dude. Like, I think Matt, if he listens to this and he knows that he had his timeline off, he would.
DL had his timeline off too.
And I think that they're both honorable guys, and I think that their apology will be as loud as their criticism. I assume that it will. That they will correct the record.
You're not getting no apology.
You're gonna lie about somebody and not apologize?
They didn't lie.
Why? See, and now Andrew Schultz is trying to narrate D.L. Hughley and Matt Barnes as lying on him because they objectively commented on a statement that he made. And nothing that Matt Barnes said was a lie because, again, Matt Barnes started it. He didn't even say your name, right? You internalized those lines to yourself, and then you tried to pull your friends in. Well, you guys were victims too, and no, I didn't think he was talking to me. I didn't internalize. Charlemagne didn't internalize nothing, but Andrew Schultz was trying to get the dude to internalize, but he didn't, right? But Matt Barnes did not lie on you. He made a statement.
Lie. It's not a lie.
It's not a lie.
No. I don't think it's only a lie once they know the truth and they choose not to do it. Right now, I think it's an honest mistake. I think it's ignorance, and I think they just watched the clip. They didn't know anything.
They saw the clip.
Now Andrew Schultz is trying to belittle these brothers' intelligence by saying they just saw a clip, right? And they commented on the clip that they saw, but then this guy is narrating these brothers as lying. Can we please kick this dude away from the culture, right? Like, we don't need Andrew Schultz commenting on anything near the culture, right? And even though that platform is a, quote, comedy show, they're still touching on the culture. And this dude should not touch on the culture. He shouldn't. Otherwise, the culture should give him exactly what he deserves at all times when he speak out of line. Just keep giving him this treatment, right? Because this dude is
complaining and making excuses, saying, "Hey, y'all leaving pictures on my bed."
That's why,
but think about it. Just think about it from their perspective for 1 second. Their perspective is, I heard this dude say he want to take somebody's manhood.
No, I said I want to make sweet love.
Shut up.
Why y'all trying to put gas on it? Why y'all trying to put gas on it?
Because I'm leaving out lines on purpose.
I said I want to make sweet love.
I'm feeling propaganda right now.
I said I want to make.
That's not all you say.
I said I want to make sweet love.
No, you didn't say that. No, I think he said something to the effect that if they were in prison and he was bored and he wouldn't have and he didn't have anything. He was very descriptive. Andrew Schultz was very descriptive in how he would emasculate Kendrick Lamar. He had so many different scenarios in which he would emasculate Kendrick Lamar against his will. Those were his words. It had nothing to do with make sweet love to that man. He said some very vile things about what he would do to that man. This dude is sick. People like him are sick.
I can't have you get fucked up out here, okay?
Hey, I told him. I sent in the call to Uncle Donald. I said, listen, there might be some guys that need their taxes looked into.
What bloodlines do he come from?
I sent in the call. I said, listen, there might be some guys that need their taxes looked into. Sure. If you beat me up, you better pay your taxes. I'm just saying, if you are willing to beat me up, you better be a law-abiding American citizen that pays their taxes, because we're looking into it. We're looking into it all. That's what I said.
Spoken like a real victim.
You're going to see me on January 20th. You're going to see me on January 20th at the inauguration, making sure everybody pays their taxes.
Everybody has to deal.
We're looking at all write-offs.
Everybody has to deal with the consequences of their words. But you are right. And me and DL did have a conversation about it. Like, you know, the clip that went out. Why were you talking about it? I forgot why you brought that up when you said they were leaving comments under your kids' pictures.
But you weren't
talking about
it, though. That's the thing. Like, it's a clip.
Those comments were just to Kendrick's lyrics from the song. Like, I started getting death threats just after the song.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Kendrick puts out the song.
Okay.
I haven't said anything for 2 weeks, right?
Look, we taped Brandon this last.
We taped it the same day as Flagrant. You could literally see I'm wearing the same outfit.
Yeah.
So, but Brilliant came out, I think, like Saturday.
Yeah.
So I have empathy for people. They maybe just thought that I taped it at a later day. And then I was reacting to that. And since they only saw the clip, they don't watch the whole fucking thing. They just see whatever's clipped on the internet. They build their own narratives around it. Nobody's really seeking out the truth. You seek out whatever makes you feel good. And in this situation, what made them feel good is me, like, seemingly, like, shaken up by the death threats. Like, I haven't gotten death threats for the last fucking 15 years.
Right.
Like, this is the nature of the internet. My point is, Kendrick says something about a white comedian, and all these fans hit up me and Alex, and I haven't said shit for 2 weeks. I was filming a Netflix special. So I didn't say shit for 2 weeks. I didn't mention nothing for 2 weeks. So the death threats are already coming in.
If Alex wants to own that, he can own it. I'm not owning that.
And see, Charlemagne is telling us real shit. Alex is probably sitting up on his ass lying to make Andrew Schultz look like more of a victim, right? You always gotta have them black folks, right? Them tokens, right? Because Charlemagne, big ups to Charlemagne here, right? Because Charlemagne is like, I'm not gonna let you put your shit on me, man, right? I'm gonna try to be as objective as I possibly can here, but I'm not about to internalize anything that you and Alex are saying right now, because you would think that Charlemagne would get death threats, right? I don't even know who the Alex is, right? And I don't think most people, most friends will even care about Alex. He's a behind the scenes, not even integral part of the show to me, because you barely see the dude, right? So I think Alex is just probably going along to get along, right? But at least Charlemagne is being real and saying, I didn't think nothing that you thought.
I know who he was talking about.
I wasn't getting death threats like you and Alex.
Internet makes it something like
No, because I heard some idiots say that this week too, and I told you this. I heard some idiots say that if the internet says it, then it's law. No, it's not.
No. I'm talking about if people are in my DMs saying, "Yo, you better not come to LA." Like, I'm not owning that, but the fans
don't
are.
go to LA.
No, I'm living.
That's a nice place. You're gonna want to go there.
This is what I think. I think they've been not wanting Alex in LA because of WTF Media.
It's a competitive podcast.
It's a competitive podcast, and I think they're using this as an opportunity not to keep you out.
To get them to
provide jobs. They should be thanking me.
Who are you providing jobs for?
Illegals?
For LA people.
Migrants.
You know what I'm saying?
He's providing illegal migrants.
You see what I'm saying? Listen, I just want everybody to be cool. Everybody deal with the consequences. DL did call me. DL had one solid point that I think was interesting.
What did he say?
My debates are about comedy, and my
DL to me is an OG comedian. Like,
yes.
I had using the
Wow, lots of commercials on here. Let me let this commercial run. Let me get back to the chat. I'm over this dude. He can keep talking about black people all he wants to. I see the black bloggers on his ass. So we good to go, Andrew Schultz. Keep on talking. Keep on talking, Andrew. And we will keep on talking back at your ass. All right. Back in the chat. What's going on, chat? Sorry about that. Alex owned right now. Totally okay. He's buck breaker like his ancestors. This time you got something else coming, devil. Right. Let me see. Get in there. Yeah, I agree. Catholic and Lutheran Church. Oh, y'all talking about churches. They not like us. Not at all. Easy E still owns. They guided their own self-interest. All right. So y'all talking about the Catholics, right? All right, so I'm going to get off of Andrew Schultz because I'm tired of his ass just trying to reverse victim card. But I wanted to do this last piece, and then I'm going to get off. This is on Reese Waters. Now, like I told you guys, I look at the Democrat, Republican side of things, and I like to just, make sense of things. So apparently, there is a town in Tennessee who is feeling threatened. They're feeling threatened because apparently there is this, quote, white Christian nationalist group that is talking about infiltrating, basically gentrifying their particular town in Tennessee. I think it's Johnson, Tennessee. Shout out to the people in Johnson, Tennessee. Never been there. But apparently these white people are not very happy about that, right? Because apparently the people in Johnson believe that these white Christian nationalists are racist. And I'm like scratching my head, like, what in the perplexing world is going on here where you got a town hall full of white people? These aren't black people. I haven't seen not one black person in this crowd. And they are upset that these white Christian nationalists are coming into their town. And these people have an agenda of spreading their message to these rural white areas, right? And essentially, some of them want to get back to the patriarchy, and that is what they're kind of moving certain of their people idealisms into these cities to foster. And the white folks in Tennessee, they're like, not in our town, not in our town. And these are Republicans. These are Republicans, but apparently they don't rock with the white Christian nationalists. I learn something new about groups every day. I'm literally like a mini social psychologist. I feel like, psychology is something that we all can kind of practice every day if you practice a scientific method, right? And you just observe people, right? So let me get into this video. And this is Reese Waters. And I just thought it was really interesting that these, white American Tennesseans, they're not having these folks. They can't have the white Christian nationalists in their sweet Tennessee town.
Right? Or am I misconstruing this?
To me, it's always been consensual.
Hold on.
I say it very clearly.
I'm sitting there. I start the podcast off telling people I don't want no new people getting in my shit, and here I go.
It's love.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to hear homosexual jokes from a married man with a baby talking about raping other men. So off with you, Andrew Schultz. Brilliant idiots. I think they should change their podcast. Maybe Brilliant Bottoms, since they love talking about man on man so much and booty goons. How about some Brilliant Bottoms? I like it.
Investigates special report reveals the Christian nationalists who want to turn a small Middle Tennessee community into their base of operations, hoping to attract others from around the country. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Hunter Hoagland. They are a group who says they want to go back to an America before the civil rights movement. Their desire is to deport legal immigrants even if they became U.S. citizens decades ago.
And they want to put women back to where they think they belong.
Well, it turns out.
So this is the Christian nationalists that are trying to infiltrate some of the rural white areas with their ideology. Obviously, Trump's win was a win for the white man for some people, right? And it's emboldened some of those ignorant folks, right? And so now they're mobilizing. And they're like, well, we got to make sure that we are dominant in this society again. So we got to start infiltrating some of these rural white communities and getting some of our white brothers and sisters on board with our Christian patriarchal mindsets in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. What you saying, Reese?
The locals weren't having it. They were not having it. Oh, the leopards eating faces. The leopards eating faces out here. Now, I just put up a video all about how the leopards were eating faces for the holiday.
This is a Democratic term talking about the leopards eating faces. They just so dramatic, these Democrats. They be coming up with all kinds of shit to say to troll. About leopards eating face. So I don't even know what that means. Y'all can tell I'm not in no gospel. I actually really hate gospel music.
Christian nationalists to potentially remake their community. Good evening to you. I'm Carrie Sharp.
And I'm Rory Johnston. Our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams, first broke this story last week about the efforts to, quote, build a town in the county seat of Gainesboro. And that shocked the people who already live there.
After giving residents time to digest this news, Phil went back to town about 90 minutes northeast of Nashville, this time to listen to the people of Jackson County.
As word has spread across Jackson County, a gathering of friends quickly turned into an impromptu town hall.
One black person in this room.
Now let's just look at the town hall. Let's just look around.
I know.
Just look around the town hall. This wasn't us. This was not us. Okay,
Not the black folks complaining.
This wasn't Ja Morant and Desmond Bain coming in and objecting. That's not. This wasn't us. These are leopards.
Some just came with questions,
You want to sit there and I'm here for a turn.
others with deep concerns.
We don't want one news story to portray something of Jackson County that we're not.
Now, she said we don't want one news story to portray something of Jackson County that we're not. So what she is asserting is the story and the rhetoric therein is not something that they claim. Good start. Go on.
Their concerns.
We're building a town, right? We're building a community there.
The white Christian nationalists, led by podcasters Andrew Isker and CJ Engel, now setting their sights on Jackson County and the county seat of Gainsborough, hoping to turn this quaint community of just over 12,000 people into a political haven for others like themselves.
Now, here's something that I find fascinating. So, I set up a town, but really it's more of a takeover of an existing town, which I find fascinating. You don't want to...
No, I think what they're doing is reculturalizing this town with their white nationalist cultural idealisms, right? And so, it's interesting, right? Because again, when I say that not all white people are racist or have nationalist mindsets, right? This cosigns what I say all day, right? It's that there are some white Americans that don't rock with that racism shit. It's just, it's even if it was something that they might have been exposed to growing up, a lot of these people have gone off, they have explored the United States in different social settings. There are a lot of white Americans that don't rock with racism. They don't want to have anything to do with it, right? And these people are a group of white people who are exactly that. It's like, no, we don't want these people in our town. And these are Republicans. They're like, these people are racist. We don't want their ideology infiltrating in our town just because we happen to be a predominantly white town. Right? And that just shows you that even white people ain't really rocking with each other like they want to make it seem. It's like I guess this goes back to the conversation about Black people, Hispanic people, Asian, any group of people in America. We are not monolithic. We are not monolithic, right? When you say Black people, you generalize all Black people. There are segments within Black America that don't think the same way. It's the same way with white people. They really don't. A lot of them don't think the same way.
You don't want to set up your own world. You want to take over a place that you feel like would be fertile for your kinds of thoughts. I'm wondering why is it that you don't just go somewhere? There's lots of empty land that they used in the B-roll for the first video. Lots of empty land. I don't see why you don't just go set up your own situation. We've seen that in Montana and Idaho and some of the other states where they have wildly white supremacist towns, left and right, to the point where didn't they have the situation with the women's NCAA tournament where they were dropping ends because they tried to bring them some entertainment from civilization and they couldn't deal with it?
Allegations have surfaced that the Utah women's basketball team faced racial abuse while staying in Coeur d'Alene for the tournament, forcing them to move hotels.
We had several instances of some kind of racial hate crimes towards our program. And incredibly upsetting for all of us.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they can say and they called us crap.
Any sense about these people prior to this story?
God damn. Why is YouTube just flooding every content? It's like as soon as you skip over, they're like, oh, you're skipping? You need a commercial.
Among those we met, some had deep roots.
My family's been here for 7 generations.
Others were drawn here by the openness of the people they now call neighbors.
This town is such a loving group of people. I am accepted, even though I came from outside.
And we were there to listen. What has this story done to this community's sense of well-being?
I think mainly people are scared.
Diane Murphy is vice chair of the local Republican Party.
Yeah, I listened to the podcasts. I did the research on what you mentioned. It scares me that they are very clear about taking over.
She kind of had me going when she was talking about that.
Let's listen to the other lady. So apparently these white folks in this town don't want the white folks in their town.
I'd love to speak to that. That makes me mad.
Diana Mandley owns a local restaurant, and she sees a community that's remaking itself without the help of strangers from out of state who don't understand what Jackson County already has.
People from all different walks of life, genealogies, nationalities, race, you name it. We have got a melting pot right here in this small town, all working together to make this town come back to life.
Thank you. Finally, you know what? She should have just been staring at that other lady. Like, really? That's your explanation, lady? That's your explanation? And you gonna speak first? You gonna, here's what.
Yeah. The sense of community.
It is a very welcoming community, but I think they kind of came in under the radar and want to recreate it in their own image.
And that image is the opposite of welcoming. I can tell you that right now. And I also will say, I do appreciate a man speaking up in opposition to this. It shouldn't just be the women. Lord knows it's not going to be the blacks.
Forgive the background noise. I'm actually here at a watch party with the Jackson County GOP.
On election night, the podcasters monitored the results from Gainsborough with the real estate developer behind the project, Josh Abatoy, doing a live report from a local watch party that he had hosted. One of their podcast buddies also set up an account on X, formerly Twitter, that claimed to represent the views of the local Republican Party.
Let's run that one more time.
One of their podcast buddies also set up an account on X,
So apparently there is a segment of white America who are going full-blown white nationalism. Trump has emboldened some of these folks. I'm not sure if I can blame Donald Trump, because obviously you can't help who just attaches to you. But the white nationalists in America have definitely felt some sense of boldness. And so now they are they're buying up real estate in certain key areas so that they could pretty much change the culture and the idealisms of those areas. That sounds really familiar. Wow. Imperialism. I swear, these people got imperialism on their minds. It's just like Rome. Rome couldn't just conquer the land. They had to go and change the damn culture of the people that they conquered, Romanizing them. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. I am about to get off. Let me get back onto the chat real quick. It's like, see, and shout out to M4 Warrior. Thank you so much. And Ghetto Planet, if you jumped in here too, my friend, thank you for moderating. Y'all just be talking about everything in these chats. Let's see. Money connects these guys. Let's see. Devoid of God. We talking about, well, this is Satan's world. Check out my live stream last night, because I was talking about this was Satan's world. And how really, if you are a true believer, you are not shocked about what goes on in this world. It's like a divine comedy for you at this point. It's a divine comedy to me. Let's see. I don't even know what you're saying. Trump just got paid $15 million for defamation from CBS. I talked about that last night. I mean, it's gonna make a whole lot of people think twice about just going around saying shit, coordinating against people, right? It seems as though that chick Jaguar Wright is kind of on, like, kind of a little bit nervous too, right? Because apparently she's been saying a lot of stuff about Jay-Z, coming out saying things, allegations about Jay-Z, and apparently, you know, Jay-Z might not be the takedown guy, so now she's possibly scrambling. You got bloggers who are backing away from her and her sensationalism because they don't want to have any type of libel or defamation lawsuits, right? And I don't understand how these people would just let this woman get on their platforms just saying all of those things. Just accusing people of just horrible things. Check out Storm Monroe. He has a guest with her name, Miss Essie, and she's kind of talking about, you know, kind of Jaguar Wright and why, if you are a smart blogger, you would stay away from that. If you care about your channel at all, because again, Piers Morgan, he got a cease and desist from Jay-Z, right? You know, ABC News right now, I think, was it ABC or NBC who aired the so-called victim of Jay-Z, and her story was so all over the place. So I was looking at Tisa Tells, and she was talking about how, you know, it's still possible that Diddy was involved in that, and she starts going through all of this circumstantial evidence, right? Now, mind you, anybody can get pictures of a famous person's residence, right? We can know that these people had circular driveways. You know, when you're talking about specific details, even down to the tattoo from the guy from Good Charlotte, right? The guy, I mean, you see this guy all over TV, right? So it's like some of the things that she's claiming that she saw, not saying that she didn't see those things, but these are all things that your average person could see on the internet during that time, or even look up for a later case. I mean, some of these people coming out the woodworks, and some of these people, I don't believe them, right? And I don't like the fact that people weaponize mental health issues. And when I think about somebody who says, I have autism, for example, I think about somebody who the very act of saying those words means that you are running on a consciousness of a mental deficiency that you may have, that have you operating like different ways, right? And I noticed that they keep attaching autism to any and everybody. A lot of these victims now, some of these criminals coming out, oh, he had a mild case of autism. And it's like, so is autism the new excuse for doing criminal things? Like, I mean, I'm just trying to understand, because if somebody says, I got autism, this is why I did that, right? There's some level of consciousness there that you can use autism as a crutch or an excuse. So I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I hate it when people weaponize mental health issues and deficiencies to justify something shitty that they have done or did. Not saying that this victim is doing that, but I do see it a lot where I'm just like, I don't believe every victim. And I believe that these slimy lawyers will have these people out here weaponizing horrible things just so that they can prove that, just so that they can narrate somebody as X, Y, and Z. So check out that interview. You guys let me know what you think about the person who accused Jay-Z of SA when she was 13. The story just doesn't seem right to me, and that's all I'm saying. And I don't believe that all people should be believed, especially in a day and age of coordinated lawyers who are looking to shake up high-profile people for a win. So anyways, you guys, so when the United States soldier went back home, U.S. black soldiers got garrison duty, had to stay in Germany. They saw German women and children starving, gave them food, no strings attached. I seem like that I think that might be, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not even gonna catch that at the tail end, but check out that story about that little town in Tennessee. Obviously, there's some white nationalists that are looking to post up in these sweet white folks' town, and they're not having it. They're like, we don't want your kind here. And consequently, those kinds actually kind of look like them. So interesting, right? I want to actually like visit these folks in Tennessee. Y'all, those white folks seem like they might be all right. You know, they don't like that racism shit. They don't want it in their town. Kudos to them. All right, you guys, you know, like Luigi, James, they want to love, not, I don't know what y'all talking about, but I'm going to leave y'all to that conversation. Love your neighbor as yourself. If you would not disrespect or abuse yourself, do not disrespect or abuse your neighbor. I don't know what you guys are talking about with the Luigi guy, the United Healthcare CEO, the people that people are trying to make into a rock star and famous and all that good jazz. I believe that Luigi is going to be the topic of 2025, you guys. I think he's going to be somehow leveraged 2025. Luigi is the stepping stone for this new Occupy Wall Street type of contingency. Young folks, the people who call people class traders, right? These anarchists, right? I think I feel like we might see Antifa as they're continuously making this guy their hero. So let's see how Luigi Mangione plays out in the press. Is he going to be romanticized? Who knows? I doubt it, though, because, again, you got a lot of high-profile people. They don't want to see shit like this romanticized at all. They will see Daniel Penny romanticized. They don't want to see Luigi romanticized. They don't want to see him romanticized because it puts them at a higher risk that the public will rally up against their people. You're talking about possible huge corporations, company stocks crashing because of coordinated efforts by we, the people. Y'all see what happened to Anheuser-Busch. They don't want stuff like this romanticized, because if you got enough people romanticizing anything, they could tank your stock. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will catch you on the next one. And if you like objective conversations like these, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button and give some love to InfoWarrior, my mod, because as I am busy just running off at my mouth about this and that, he is in the chat moderating, making sure we're getting rid of anybody who's passionately ignorant, right? Just coming up in the chat saying shit. We definitely will get rid of your ass. All right. Andrew Schultz, we just need you to just shut up about this. Move on with your podcast and pray you have content that will truly demonstrate you as a funny comedian. Right now, you just give, like, I don't want to, is retarded a bad word to use these days? What's the other word for that these days? Because that's what he's giving off. He seemed like he's running around with a mild retardation or something, and it's like a Make-A-Wish Foundation comedian. That's what I look at Andrew shows like. You ain't funny, right? You just saying shit, absurd, sensational shit. And most of the time, you're laughing at your own shit, right? Because it's really just obnoxious. And I think that people should stop conflating obnoxious people with real comedians. They're not the same people, right? My white comedians, I like Tom Segura. I like Bert Kreischer. Those are some funny white comedians, right? Andrew Schultz is not a funny white comedian. I said what I said on that. Bye.